Hi, this is John Boneck, Director of the Kingdom Business Association, with Tim Flachman, who's the head of our Kingdom Business Association chapter here in Fort Mill at Morning Star Ministries. Last week we talked about initiative for you as a Kingdom business person in your life, in your business, and even meeting together with others to take initiative to perhaps start a chapter or do something. We want to continue along that vein, talking about some things that Tim has done with our local chapter and how you might start doing some things. Tim, why don't you just take it over?
Well, we were talking a little bit about, things that you can do, ideas to help, practical ideas to help start a chapter. It just includes, getting together for a meal. We have, for our local chapter, once a month, we started doing a business breakfast at 6:30 in the morning, which was pretty darn early, especially for the guy that's got to organize it. But it's a pretty early meal, and that certainly works in some cases. But we did hear locally a lot of people who said, well, we would come, but that's way too early. We just can't do that. So we'd rather come for lunch. Now, there's some people who can't come at lunch because they got a job that doesn't allow them to get out that much time. So when numbers started to get lower for breakfast, we decided to switch over to lunch. That worked really well. Now, we don't, not everybody has the luxury of having Morning Star Ministries and facilities like this and catering. A lot of restaurants and like Shoney's and things like that have a back room. I'm sure you can think of that, where they've got a back room, and as long as you eat a meal with them and you've got 5 or 10 or 15 guys, they'll let you use the room for your meetings.
Sure. We have another group here who meets every Thursday morning at just a local coffee shop. I mean, there's 4 or 5 of them. Yeah. And they just pray for each other. And I want to talk just a quick second about what differentiates KBA from other fine Christian business ministries. There's C12. There are many other things that I encourage you to be part of. What I believe is the differentiator for a Kingdom Business Association is the recognition of the power of the Holy Spirit in kingdom people to see thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That means we operate recognizing we are sons of the Father, sons and daughters of the Father, if we don't want to keep it generic, to live under His authority. And with that authority, we walk in the power of the Spirit. And there are prophetic things that happen. They can only happen when people share with each other. The Holy Spirit works through a person to another person, not just this way. And so for you to be fully connected in your understanding of your own business and what your purposes are, you must be connected. And all we're saying is, here's some easy ways of doing that is meet at a coffee shop. As you get a larger group, you could organize where you'd meet at a restaurant where they'll just block off a space. Some other suggestions along those lines?
Yeah, well, but not just practical suggestions like that, but, going back to what happens when you get together in these groups is there are certain things that I see happen in relationships, connecting with people, but also things in business, things that I glean from other people and things that I'm able to impart to other people that I don't get any other way but by meeting over a meal and just discussing. And it's that mentoring fellowship thing that really is the heart of a business breakfast. And again, we talked about this last week, but I believe there are guys out there, or not just guys, people, women, men, some of the best business meal planners that I've seen that are Christian business meal are women. There's a great one here in Charlotte, organized by Pat Aldridge.
You've covered the sexual thing real well that we understand its diversity.
But anyway, there are great things that happen in that interchange in a meal.
Well, with that, it is when we come to these meetings, we will receive, but open yourself up to giving. I challenge you to open yourself up to listening, to looking at people, and trusting the Holy Spirit is going to give you wisdom, a word for that person, or an insight. Let me just be a little carnal and talk about, I know of a situation where about 5 people got together and they started doing this and sharing, and as one person was sharing about his business, another person had a thought. That thought translated into $40,000 of business in a creative marketing idea that this other Christian hadn't thought about. So we build the kingdom together don't be on your own. We must have each other. So we just took a first step. Practically, let's start getting together.
That's right.
Okay. More later. See you again.